Okay, let's make sure we got everything going. Give me just 1 second. Make sure I got everything right and share it. Give it a second to kick in. Okay. It's running a little bit slow tonight. Okay. So post it there and good. All right. We should be good now. Okay. So, hey, y'all. This is Stevie with Redneck Economics. And tonight I just wanted to talk about a plan of action for taking care of our communities. Now, what we've witnessed, since this pandemic started, and honestly, since before then, what we've seen is our government does not give a shit about us, right? They don't care what happens to us. They don't care if we have health care. They don't care if we, are on food stamps or, anything like that. They don't care about our quality of life whatsoever. So, what I'm trying to do is to take care of our communities, and that means freeing people up in order to so that they can be a part of this, right? Because there's so many millions of people that are locked into just the struggle of surviving. And I know that everybody watching this and personally, it's like, there's so much of your life and your mental bandwidth gets sucked into how do I stay afloat? How can I keep a roof over my head? And you don't have time to think about the politics of things. You don't have time to, plan a better future because you're just trying to stay alive for today, right? So how can we expect people that are just trying to stay alive day to day to be able to plan for the future? They can't. I mean, go up to a homeless person and talk to them about the Republicans and the Democrats. Do you think that matters to them? It absolutely does not. They don't have a horse in the race at all because they know that no matter who wins, that they're going to lose. Right? It doesn't matter if a Republican or a Democrat's in office. They know that they are going to lose. They know that they are not going to have the things that they need in order to survive. Right? So, that's what tonight's topic is about. Is just building our community to be able to free people up to be actual human beings instead of they're basically conditioning us to be animals. Just eat, breathe, sleep, breed, and that's it. Like that's all we're allowed to think about. We're not allowed to think about the bigger picture. We're not allowed to plan for tomorrow. We're not allowed to plan for a better future because we have to think about surviving. And that's how they keep us trapped into this system, is by only surviving. So I have a couple of ideas, and I'd really like to hear what your perspective is, or if any whatever ideas you have about this, because I mean, our government is not going to take care of us. I mean, it's up to us. So let's see who's in the chat. We've got Joshua Penny. Hello. Thomas Scott News. Thomas Scott News. Do you have a channel? Reach out to me on _Redneconomics on Twitter. If anybody watching this has a channel, please reach out to me. And I'm really trying to help promote channels right now, because I think that when we come together on this and we amplify each other's voices, then that's how we succeed. It's not about minimizing other people in order to be the only one heard. So I think that we need to really promote each other. So if you have a channel and you're watching, please reach out to me. _Redneconomics on Twitter. So who else we have? Elijah McLaughlin. Hey. Trying to be fine. Hey, it's good to see you here. Michael Mathern, good to see you. Reopen 9/11. Sleep, you mean work, work, eat, work. Yeah. No, you are not allowed to have time to yourself. And if you are sleeping and taking care of your health, then you are being an unproductive member of society. And you know what? You should pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Wait, they tell you not to buy coffee. So how are we supposed to not sleep? And they tell us not to buy coffee to save money. So I don't know that really works. So I don't know. I don't know. You'll have to talk to them because I fully believe in getting 8 hours of sleep and being able to do all these things. Okay. So I think one of the basic things that we need is food and shelter. So when we're talking about building our communities, we're going to have to start talking about addressing the homelessness problem. We're going to have to talk about like our dietary needs. There's so many people, and you can look it up on YouTube. You can see that there are. It doesn't matter what state it is. You're going to have poverty lines. You're going to have miles of people lining up to get the basic necessities. I mean, we witnessed this over Thanksgiving that people were lining up in cars, for miles on end, trying to get a little bit of assistance because they have these absolutely bonkers rules that if you make too little money, you don't qualify for assistance. Now, I know somebody personally that's on unemployment, and because they make less than $100 a week on unemployment, they don't get any assistance. Does that make sense? Absolutely not. But that's the laws. That's the rules that they've set up for this. So the people that are absolutely the brokest and have absolutely nothing to their name are the people that get punished for being too poor. So what I'm trying to work on is, basically just, trying to give people a little bit of, peace of mind, a little bit of freedom, instead of having to constantly worry about this stuff, just, the things that we should be guaranteed as a basic human right: shelter, food, water, air, all the basic necessities of life, now are considered a privilege. It's a privilege, and they call it entitlements. And I don't really like saying entitlements because it makes you sound, well, entitled. It makes you sound like the 1%, right? But even though you are entitled to these things, right? It's just the connotation behind the name. So no, it is not. I don't consider it an entitlement. I consider it a basic human right. You are on this earth. You should at least not have to worry about these things. Okay? Because we all need these things to survive. And it's not a matter of resources. We have the resources to provide this. Jeff Bezos has the resources to cure world hunger just by himself. Let's not even, throw into the mix Bill Gates or Warren Buffett or any of the others, right? I mean, just Jeff Bezos alone could end world hunger. Why doesn't he? Because he profits off of that exploitation of human, need. I need to work in his factory for, slave wages just so I can provide a roof over my head and food on the table. And probably even then you're still on food stamps or some kind of government assistance. So let me check in with the chat real quick. Yeah. Let's see. Carlos Nunez, welcome to the channel. People are struggling. Everyone should want the best for their kids, but unfortunately, parents are on drugs and grandparents are trying to raise them. Oh, buddy, I know this. So I know this personally. Growing up in West Virginia, right now we have a problem with kids in the foster system because all of their parents are so checked out on drugs because of little opportunity, trauma, all this stuff that just creates an addict, right? So we here in West Virginia, we have perfected the system of creating addicts, denying them an education, denying them any hope, denying them opportunity, denying them living wage, denying them all these things. And the only thing that they're left with is to just check out from this world. And so, yeah, now you see a record number of grandparents who are probably statistically on Social Security trying to raise kids, let alone take care of themselves on what, $900 a month? How does that work out? It doesn't. It doesn't. So now, and they're desperately seeking people to take care of these kids because of the system that they've created. So that's what we're witnessing now. So if you give people a purpose, if you give people a means to actually, achieve the things that they need and they want, you're not going to see all these people strung out on drugs. I mean, if you had the opportunity to say, look, I can put myself through college, no problem. I know that I have you know, the resources necessary to get through college. I have the resources necessary to work full time and have my kids taken care of. And I can do all these things and I can get health care and I can go on vacations and I can have a savings account and I can have all these things and I don't have to worry about this. Or you know what? I could just do a bunch of heroin. I guarantee you they're going to choose the the first. They're going to choose the opportunities. Nobody wants to be an addict. Nobody wants to just check out. I mean, of course, I would say that there are some people that would fall into that, but I mean, I would say it would be a fraction, just a minuscule amount of people that would actually do that if they had an option other than doing that. That's why the drug epidemic is so bad here. The opioid epidemic is so bad here is because they have nothing else. They have nothing else. It's either that or work at McDonald's and not be and bust your ass for 40 hours a week and have nothing to show for it. So what I'm trying to do is be able to provide, nutrition and housing for people. Now, all this comes down to is land and labor. Land and labor. What we need is somebody that has access to, a section of land to where, we can go and we can do like a co-op version of this, right? And go in and have people, work. And if you work on the co-op, you're guaranteed um, a portion of the fruits of your labor. If you're going in and you're growing green beans and corn and potatoes and all this stuff, then you are guaranteed that you get a portion of that divided up between everybody that did it, right? And even if you don't have the time to do that, we can do extra to make sure that the people that are working, 2 and 3 jobs and taking care of their family are able to have access to those, to the food that we're growing, right? And the same goes for housing. We can, we could do some kind. I mean, Habitat for Humanity does it all the time, right? I mean, they're like the Amish. Like they can put up houses faster than pretty much anybody but the Amish, and they do it all the time. They put up these housing for people. So why don't we just do um like a giant housing complex for people? Or better yet, with all these hotels going, underwater right now due to the, quarantine measures, why don't we use those hotels that have gone out of business to provide housing for the homeless? These are all things that we can do to benefit our community. And you know what? We all benefit from everybody being fed, everybody being housed, and providing an education to those people and saying, look, you know what? You have had to overcome extraordinary, circumstances. You've had to overcome poverty and homelessness, and in some instances, drug addiction. And I think that those people should be rewarded. They should be, guaranteed. It shouldn't just be the 1% that is guaranteed an education without having to risk their life and limb and kill people overseas for it. So yes, if you have to do that kind of thing, like, yes, we shouldn't question that. Don't you want the people in your community to be smart and well informed? Don't you want them to be, productive? Because guess what happens? If you are denied all those opportunities, what happens is you do what it takes to survive. And nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to be that kind of person. Nobody wants to do that. But we are forcing people into these lifestyles that are so unnatural for us. We are denying people their full potential. And so instead of, finding a cure for cancer or, benefiting their community or doing any of these things, these people have to take that potential and focus it into a negative thing, like, hating minorities or doing drugs, which they should never, ever have to be forced into that position. This is not a natural way for people to live or for people to think. We force ourselves into these little small narrow ways of thinking, and the human mind is not built for that. It's built for bigger, broader things. And when you deny those people those opportunities to think or to feel, or these channels, of course, what are they going to do? What are they going to do when you are forced into believing that Joe Biden is the answer to all your problems? You have to block out all the other information about how bad Joe Biden is. You have to actively block these people out. You have to create enemies out of allies in order to maintain this belief. And so now you have not only people that can't do their full potential, can't help the community, that are denied all these things, but now on top of that, not only are they just out there just doing that stuff, but now they're active enemies because they believe something that you don't believe. And now we're supposed to be fighting them, which makes no sense to me. Look, there's plenty of people out there that I don't agree with. There's plenty of people out there that believe completely different things than me. But at the end of the day, my enemy is the 1%. My enemy is the people that maintain the system that creates people like that. They are just simply a product of the system. And look, I hope that they can come around to our ways, but I'm not going to spend all my time and energy fighting those people. So, that's just where I'm at. So let me check in with chat real quick. Oh, Anthony Reyes. I swear, you are in every single live stream that I watch. You and Jilly Love. So we got Upstate Raider here. Good to see you. Let's see who else. Let me see. Starbucks. 10 Starbucks. Look, I've been to Starbucks twice in my life. They just opened up a Starbucks down the road, but who's got the money to go to Starbucks? But dang, $10 a cup, man, that's some steep coffee prices. Man, just go to the store and get you some ground coffee. Do it at home, and you don't have to leave the house. I don't know. I'm an introvert, so that appeals to me. Let's see. Trying to be fine. They just installed a health check machine in the supermarket clock in. It takes your temp and takes your pick. It spits out a sticky label that has your pick and says cleared. Yeah. Oh, that sounds like some Big Brother stuff right there. I mean, if they were really concerned about your health, they just give you health care? I don't know. That seems to make sense to me. Just, I don't know, if you're that concerned, don't do facial recognition. And all the money that they sunk into that kind of technology is like, I don't know, just provide healthcare. Just, I don't know, maybe let people be able to see a doctor when they're not feeling good. That would absolutely make that, obsolete. Who else is here? Let's see, Anthony Reyes, Michael Mathern. I'm not so sure about Bezos being able to end world hunger. They said that's just another reason you need systemic help. Individual acts of charity, even for Bezos, are simply, oh, no. I do not expect Jeff Bezos to cure anything. And I do not want him to fix everything. I don't want to give him that kind of credit. Okay. I mean, it's not him. It's not, because that's the thing. If he paid to end world hunger, he would get all the praise for that. Everybody would be shopping Amazon. But the thing is, it should go to the workers, because look, he had an idea that was funded by his daddy, right? And so all these people that are working for him and serving him and making sure that he makes billions of dollars a year get nothing in return. It's not Jeff Bezos that would be, ending world hunger. It would be every single employee at Amazon. It's them. They would be the ones that would be ending world hunger. So I really need to clarify that, because I mean, it's not him. The only reason he has billions of dollars is because he's been exploiting people that have been working for him. That's it. So that's a good point, Michael. So what else? And systemic solutions require taxes. It comes down to money. It always comes down to money, because money is the thing that we exchange and to get all these things. I mean, Lord knows that these people that are in charge, the wealthy 1%, they are not strategic. They are not smart. They do not know what it takes to survive. What they do is they have money, and they have money that they pay people that are smart. They pay people that know how the system works, and they pay them to do all the work for them. The people that have the money are the softest, weakest, dumbest bunch of people. And they wouldn't be that dumb, but they're arrogant. And their arrogance leads to ignorance. So that's why they're so dumb. And that's why they outsourced all their thinking. They've outsourced it. I mean, can you imagine that? Like, I'll just pay somebody else to think for me. I'll just pay somebody else to worry about the dishes. I'll pay somebody else to, drive me somewhere so I can spend that time thinking about my yacht or whatever. I mean, like the amount of mental bandwidth that they have is unsurpassed. I mean, like, I wish that I could just focus on something like they can. I mean, they're free to just focus on exploiting people. I wish I had that kind of opportunity to where I could focus all of my energy and time and not have to worry about all these day-to-day things and just focus on fixing everything. But you know what? I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. So you know what? We just got to make do with it, right? We just got to do what we can when we can. And that's what I try to do here. I mean, I wish I could like pinpoint down a time like, oh, well, every Wednesday or every Friday, we're going to do a live stream. But you know what? I'm just a person trying to, live and survive and take care of my family just like everybody else. So, I'm trying to do these live streams when I can, right? So, yeah, it's just, but, it's not one person. If it was just up to me, y'all would be screwed, because I'm just trying to live and try to fix things when I can, right? I can't fix the world on my own. Nobody can. I mean, it's going to take all of us pitching in. So that's why I do this, is so that we can, build ideas and get things together, get a plan together. I can learn from things, because like I've always said, it's like, if you're wrong, say it on the internet, because I guarantee you, if you say it on the internet, people are going to correct you, and they correct me all the time. And I do learn things from everybody. So, anyway, I'm kind of rambling on. So let's get back to this. Snork. Hey, Snork. Also, if you make too much at McDonald's, you lose more in benefits. Yes. Oh my God, that is such a good point, because here's the thing. And I've been in this position before. It's like, so at one point, a few years ago, I was getting like, SNAP and all that stuff. Well, not all that stuff, just SNAP. And the thing is like, if I got a job, then they take my SNAP benefits away. And then I'd have to pay for all that on my own, on top of everything else. And it's just like, well, I'd be making less money working than I would just getting government benefits, as little as they are. I mean, even when you're getting food stamps, I mean, like, you're allowed like $1 a day. That's where I was at. Like, they were giving me $1 a day to feed everybody in my house. And I'm like, well, I hope y'all like ramen, because that's where we're at $1 a day. But luckily things have gotten better since then. But yeah, I mean, like I've had my fair share of having to deal with stuff like that. So yeah, that's a good point, Snork. It's like, you're not incentivized to, I mean, there's no incentive to go and work and bust your ass for 40 hours a week. Um, for what, 8.75 an hour or whatever it is in your state. I mean, here it's like 8.75 an hour. So, it's like, okay, so I can go there and lose everything and then, just live by the skin of my teeth trying to survive. Carlos Nunez said, those that can donate locally and then it goes from there, take care of your community first, and then they would spread the help. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say is like, yes, of course, the more you take care of people, the more people you bring on board, and the better their lives are, the better your community is, the more we all, thrive and grow together. The more, those people that are working 3 jobs right now, trying to put food on the table, if you provided a little bit of food to them, then they would have the resources to be able to help us out. It's a give and take. It's not about doing something for somebody so you can get something in return. It's about just doing something to help people so that we can all, go forward together. So DG Daniels, hello all. I've checked out the channel from time to time over the years. Glad to see you're back. Yeah, I took a little hiatus there. I was just, just working and, insane amount of hours and, newly married and all this stuff. So it was just a lot. It was a lot. I was just kind of just doing that and trying to enjoy my family at the same time. And there just really wasn't a whole lot of time left over for this kind of stuff. But I'm, now that I've gotten some things, smoothed out, I'm really glad to be back. I definitely miss doing this. I miss talking to people. I miss planning and this is everything I've always wanted to do. It's just to help people, just to make things a little bit better. So I'm just glad that I'm been given this opportunity. Let's see. Oz Whistles. Hey, good to see you here. First time on this channel. Hope you are well. Yes. Everything's good. We're doing good here. Very grateful for everything that I have right now, especially with everything going on. So many people right now are homeless and starving, and God knows right now I ain't starving. I've put on so much weight. I'm hibernating right now. This is my hibernation mode, man. It's cold outside. I don't have time to swim and play basketball. So, so Emperor Bezos, Oswissel says Emperor Bezos has to be careful not to do stuff for the common people. You know what? Yeah, they have to be very careful about what they do because they don't want to help them. Like they are like on pins and needles to make sure they don't do something to help some of us. Can you imagine that kind of mentality? Can you imagine that kind of coldness, callousness in your soul to where you have to actively be worried about helping somebody? Can you imagine what that feels like to have that rot in your heart, in your mind? Like to where you have to be constantly scared that somebody's going to get something? I mean, like, I can't even imagine what that must be like. I mean, I ain't crying over them, and I'm not going to lose any sleep over what Jeff Bezos is feeling, but it can't be good. I mean, to not be able to trust anybody, to always see somebody as somebody to exploit. They don't know what it feels like to have friends or family or to relax or the goodness that you feel when you help somebody else and get nothing in return, no recognition, no nothing, just to help somebody. And that's it. No praise, no news articles about how you help somebody, just helping somebody. And that's it. That's the only benefit you get is helping somebody. Yeah. If he sees somebody broken down the side of the road, it doesn't even register to him. Now, people around here, no matter what their politics are, they're going to pull over and they're going to help you. I mean, that's what we do. But yeah, Jeff Bezos doesn't know what it's like to feel any of these things. These people weren't hugged enough as children. They don't know what love feels like. They don't know what friendship feels like. They don't know what kindness feels like, or real happiness. I mean, the only happiness they feel is like when their stocks go up. That's it. Like, oh yes, I made another dollar. Let me take a moment to enjoy this. Okay, that felt good. All right, back to exploiting. Yeah, like that. That's it. That's the little blip in their life that they get to feel on their yachts and in their mansions, and not worrying about healthcare or money. So it's a trade off. It's a trade off for sure. Can we just have somewhere in between? Can we just not have people out there that are just out there, doing all the work and getting none of the joy, and all the people out there just out there like no joy and none of the work? Like, it's crazy. Let me go back to chat. Trump alone can fix things. I mean, he had 4 years. I mean, I'm not going to undermine some of the good that he did, but I mean, nothing systemically has changed. I mean, we're still basically in the same spot. I mean, what happened to make America great again? I mean, it's been 4 years, and it's only gotten worse. I mean, he keeps saying it over and over again, but don't make it so. Yeah, I mean, making America great for the elite, basically. Yeah. Yeah, poverty traps. Yeah. And that's what you see here. A lot of poverty traps. Michael said, bought a case of 48 chicken ramen noodles on eBay. Free delivery, 32 cents a packet. Not bad. One of the worst points that I ever had was this was like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 7 years ago. I was sitting there and I actually Googled how many days in a row can you eat ramen before you die? Like, that's where I was at. I was like, if I eat ramen one more time, I think I'm going to die. But it's going to take, it takes a while before that kicks in. Just slowly your health deteriorates. So, in case you're wondering, yes, it does take a while before ramen kills you. Michael says there's a whole video about how a leader needs to support his keys, and he supports his keys by taking things from everyone else. And this where he's, I'm not sure what that means. Sorry. Sorry. Oz whistles. The only thing plutocrats fear more than people is each other. Those guys are broken. Yeah. I just can't even imagine what that feels like. I can't even imagine. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm sure mansions and yachts are great, but so is just having a roof over your head, which I do. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with being able to have food. I'm happy with, certain things. So it's like, I mean, look, I don't have a mansion, but I have love in my life. I have family. I get hugs, I get affection. I get friendship. I have family. It's just like, okay, so I could trade all that in for what, a mansion? No, I'm good. I'm good. Do a YouTube search for the rules of rulers. I'll do that. Yeah, I'll check that out. Let me write that down. Let's see. YouTube rules of rulers. Okay. All right. Oh, Groovy the Cloud. It was a joke. I was like, I don't. Well, sorry about that. Yeah, that went over my head. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was just like, I don't know, man. Let's see. Mark Jason Walker, thank you for joining our chat. Good to have you here. West Virginia, how is West Virginia? Beautiful and depressing. I mean, like, you have the most beautiful kind of landscapes you can see, mountains and rivers, and and some of the worst poverty in the country. So, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But we just had some snow. It was beautiful. My son went out and made a snowman.
We have a snowball fight.
Yeah, had a snowball fight. So,
I nailed him.
it's something I doubt Jeff Bezos is doing right now because he doesn't have time to play in the snow or have snowball fights with his children. He must exploit the workers. I would trade a yacht. I wouldn't even trade Yacht Rock for Easy rules for rulers. You said of, huh? West Virginia's for lovers. Yeah. All right. So, Wesleyan. Yeah. I've heard of that one. Mark Jason Walker. Your sister went to West Virginia Wesleyan. One of the guys I worked with at Little Caesars went there. Yeah, that's good. Awesome. Good for your sister. She's out there getting her higher education. Good for her. Let's see. Audra State Park is awesome. Wait. Okay. Is that in West Virginia? Audra? I'm from around Charleston area, so I haven't. Let me look that up real quick. Audra State Park. Oh, shit. That's in West Virginia. Buckhannon. Okay. Oh, that looks beautiful. Wow. I've never heard of that one before, and I'm from here. What the heck? I'm going to have to check that one out. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Yeah, I'll check that one out. Yeah, usually in the summer, that's when we do all of our stuff because like 6 months out of the year, it's like frigid, freezing cold, like right now. So once the warm weather kicks in, that's when we like to like go exploring and stuff. And so like during the summer, I try to do more like on the scene type things and take pictures and recordings of the stuff out here and show that to people because I mean so many people think that West Virginia is just like opioid epidemic and poverty and like racist rednecks and it's just like I mean yeah that happens here but we're actually more than that. Like we have a lot of things here that are worth coming and seeing. And even living here, I still haven't seen like half the stuff that I should have, just because I never had the chance to. But now that I got Jimmy here, we're gonna go and try to do more of those things. What DG Daniels? I went to UC 100 years, so I know Charleston well. That's cool. Yeah. Did you hear where they were unaccredited like a couple of years ago? So all the people that were going there and getting like paying like twice the price of tuition to get into this private school ended up paying for nothing, and like all of the classes that they took were just like unaccredited, so they couldn't go. Like everything that they paid for is just out the window. They're gonna have to go to another school and do it. It's crazy. Yeah, that guy that I worked with that switched schools over. That's where he was going originally was UC. But man, yeah, that sucks. Um, yeah, it's beautiful. I do. I just wish there was, it's a wonderful place to live if we just had more opportunity. That's all it comes down to. That's all it comes down to is just like I would choose to live here any day of the week if I just had the chance to like, be able to take care of, my family here, which, they're, doing more and more things to where it's just impossible. They don't want people here. They try to push, and this isn't just, specific to West Virginia. They do this, throughout the South. They push people into, you know, leaving the state because what they want is the property underneath you. What they want is to everybody to leave and for them to just frack and mine here. That's it. And the people that are left here, well, they'll pay them to work in their, their mines and stuff. That's all they want. So, oh god, yeah, we throw down when it comes to food, man. I mean, I didn't get so chunky, but because the food here sucks. I mean, yeah, we throw down when it comes to food. for sure. When it comes to food, when it comes to helping people, I mean, we're right there. And it's totally different than like living out on these coasts. And there are some wonderful reasons to live in California or New York. But I mean, when it comes to here, we're just good to people. We're good to people. We care for each other. You know, got good food. We have beautiful scenery, and our housing prices are pretty good, considering our housing prices are nothing compared to California. I mean, for what we pay here to rent a whole house, I mean, you couldn't even afford to rent a room in California. So, we got that. Yeah, Oz Whistle said fracking has never turned a profit. Yeah, they promise us, oh, just allow us to put this fracking in your community and we'll provide you jobs, which they provide like 10 jobs. It's nothing. It does not provide jobs, and all it does is destroy the community, destroy the environment, destroy everything, uproot people. You got eminent domain so that they can come in and take over your property. And what do you get in return? Poison water and no jobs. Still no jobs, unless you want to count like the healthcare jobs that are opened up because so many people are sick from drinking the water and we have to go to the hospital. So, I mean, if you count hospital jobs, then sure, yeah, it creates jobs. Yeah, yeah. Good people. We got our fair share of like loonies, but what state doesn't? So I got really involved in chat, but okay, I'm gonna try to focus. Now, when it comes to building our communities, so what can we do to build our communities and to help people be able to help their communities, help them help us? Providing food. So what we can do is, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, just try to go out and talk to people and see if anybody has any open land, which is a lot easier here than it is like, like I said, like some of these coastal areas, like California, land is scarce. Everybody's like, living on top of each other and piled up into houses and apartments, just trying to make it. So that's a lot easier said than done, here than it is, out there. Here it would be relatively easy to find somebody that has extra bit of land that where you can do something like that, but that would be a lot harder out in California or New York. But maybe there's a way that we can work together to where maybe people in those states can help us out in some ways, and then we can help out here where we have an abundance of land. We can help out with more of the nutritional stuff, like food and stuff, whereas we could use they could help us out with people power out in these bigger states, and just kind of help each other out. So like, okay, you handle making phone calls and networking and doing those things and getting support behind us while we can go out and get the land and provide the food. So maybe that's a good way of doing it, because I know out there in California, I mean, nobody can even afford a freaking apartment, let alone an acre of land. It's time to, DG Daniels, it's time to get the hell up out of parties. Both of them are setting us up to fail. As someone who's worked in several third-party efforts, it's time to organize outside of parties. I'm glad you brought that up, because we've created a nonprofit. It's called Non-Party Voters, or partycrashers.us. And what we're doing is we're working to basically threaten the powers of the duopoly. I mean, instead of being forced to choose between a corporate, politician or a corporate politician, is, taking the power away from them and giving it to the people in the form of autonomy. You get to choose, policies. It's about policies and not parties. Parties are corruptible. It's the same kind of trickle down thing. Is like you've got the powerful elite at the top, and then maybe by the time it comes down to the voters, you'll get a speck of that. But they're so caught up in running their party and promoting their party and building their party that they often, very quickly lose sight of the people and the purpose of why they even started the party. I mean, the Republicans started out as going against slavery, and look at them today. Look at the Democrats. I mean, just, I don't believe that we should put our faith in a party. It should come down to you being able to uh, have, you know, trusting your the election process, being able to know that your vote counts just as much as somebody that voted along a party. Because a lot of times people don't want to go third party, they don't want to go independent, they don't want to do a write-in because I mean, they're like, what's the point? It's either comes down to Democrat or Republican. They see it as a wasted vote, but like the only wasted vote is one for a Democrat or a Republican. But it's not even about voting. It's just, it comes down to sending them a message of, we don't play by your rules anymore. That's what it comes down to. We don't play by your rules. We take care of ourselves. We do what we want to do, and either you can get behind us or you can get out of the way. Duopoly is too nice of a term. It is. You know what? That's the one thing. I wish I had a word. I'm not really sure of a word to describe these people in power. I mean, you could say duopoly, you could say the corporations, you could say, I don't know, the oligarchy or whatever, but it's not, there's no line between the corporations or the politicians. I mean, they're all just one big incestuous group of, money hungry people. So I don't really see, I don't know of a good word to describe that or describe them that doesn't sound flattering. Like the elite, they're not elite, okay? They're scumbags, they're parasites. Maybe the parasitic class, because if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have anything. I mean, they don't even know how to do their own laundry or cook their own foods or probably even drive their own cars. They're just absolutely useless wastes of space. So I don't know. I don't know of a good word to describe, all of them put together, but yeah, I'm open to any kind of terminology anybody has for them. Um, Joe, nice DJ. We need to strike like India is doing now. 250 million on a strike, and they are not budging. Imagine if a similarly proportion amount of Americans, 80 million people, went on strike. Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, we should be crowdsourcing. If the people that are able right now, if we could all just give like $5 to a general fund to support Amazon strikers or Walmart strikers, just get, one of those groups to just be able en masse, just walk out, quit their jobs, stop the means of production, stop the money flowing into Jeff Bezos's pockets. That would go such a long way. And we could just do that, industry by industry. We could go to Amazon, we could go to Walmart, we can go to fast food, we can go to, essential employees, all these people, we could crowdsource images with everybody pitching in like a certain amount of money, and we could pull, what we have together in order, to enable people to do this. But right now they're forcing people, like I said, they're taking advantage of the fact that we need food and shelter and water and, basic necessities. So they're exploiting people because of that. So if we can kind of, help, take care of our communities on top of, donating a little bit of money to like, crowdsource a strike, that would, oh my God, that would go so far. Like we could do so much with that instead of, just voting for Biden. Like what's that going to get us? More war? I mean, we already know where that's going to get us. So, I mean, we don't have anybody in this point of time. We do not have the election system. We don't have any of that stuff right now that's working in our favor. It's all a sham. It's all a part of the, the hybrid regime that is America. So, it's things like that it's going to take us looking out for each other and helping each other, crowdsourcing things, crowdsourcing strikes, crowdsourcing education, in order to make a difference. Because just paying your taxes and going to work is not doing it. It's not doing it. Names are meaningless. They get corrupted. Just, yeah, like progressive. Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, Yuha. It does. Remember when progressive used to mean something? You know,
all these people out there with like progressive in their YouTube names are like, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that. I wish I wouldn't have done that. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We know, if you got a good message, you got a good message. It doesn't really matter what your label is. I like seditionist. Seditionist is a good one. That's what I like to consider myself. And I doubt that the people in charge would like to label themselves as that. Oh, DG Daniels, glad to hear it. Myself and colleagues started something similar in 2017. The party loyalty mindset is part of what keeps all third parties marginal. The real movement has to come from outside. It does. I mean, nothing's going to come from the Republicans or Democrats. We know that. I mean, they just do the same thing and blame each other for the fallout of it. And that's why, like at Party Crashers, .us, like we're trying to break up that power. Like what we're trying to do is to threaten them by taking away their power. That's because that's a good way that they can measure it. They can look at our votes and say, look, we've got these good little people and they vote just the way that we want. And even if they don't, we have a way of like, overcoming that, because we can't allow them to have too much democracy, right? So, but you know what? They're really going to start to sweat when they start seeing, look, we're not playing that game anymore. You can't threaten us with Trump so you can get a Biden elected. You cannot threaten us because, look, we have options. We have autonomy. We don't have to play your game. You have to do what we say because you are the public servants and we are the people that employ you. So either you can get on board with that or you can get the fuck out. That's what it comes down to. Just get the fuck out of my way, and let me just do what I got to do to take care of my community and myself. So bye. Quit giving our time and our attention and our votes and our money. Don't watch MSNBC. I don't care if you're hate watching it. Just don't watch it. Just don't do it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Yeah, it does take a village for sure. That's why I'm trying to talk to y'all. I'm trying to build ideas with y'all and bounce ideas off of y'all because, I've got these ideas that are constantly swirling in my head. I'm constantly trying to figure out ways. And so, I come on here and I like bounce ideas off of y'all and just say, look, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what maybe we can do. And I know I'm kind of like biased in my area because I'm like, oh, I'll just find somebody with a plot of land, and by talking, about it with y'all, I'm like, oh, well, that's not really necessarily going to work out too well in California. So let's find a way that we can help them out. We can help each other out. So, we definitely need to take that into account. And I gotta make a note of that because that's pretty important. And the thing that makes California easier, like, okay, not easier, but one of the resources that California has that we don't, like, we have a lot of land. California has a lot of people. We don't have a lot of people here. I mean, it's 1.8 million people in the entire state. There's way more people than that in just Orange County alone. So where they have people that can organize and turn out and show up for things, we just don't have that here, So, I mean, I think that there's ways that we can, use each other's resources to help each other out, is what I'm saying. So, all right, how long have we been going now? About an hour? Yeah. Michael says it's maddening how well this hybrid regime is designed. First past the post, gerrymandering, Citizens United, corporate control over the media, and it's so well designed. It has an awful kind of beauty. Yeah. Like you gotta be, kind of in awe at, just like how well that they've planned for everything. And I guess it's a lot easier when you don't have to worry about, money and you have all the resources on your side. I guess it's, it's not too impressive when you own
the rules when you make the rules to the game. It's not too impressive when you win, you know? But yeah, I mean, it's taken a lot of work from a lot of people over many, many years. I mean, this isn't something that just happened under Trump. This isn't just one party. This is a systemic problem that goes back centuries. Centuries. And there's cartoons. James from Montauk, he sent me one from 80 years ago, and they're asking for the same thing 80 years ago that we're asking for now. Even you can go back farther than that. The labor movement, you can go back to ending slavery and racism and all these things. I mean, these things go back over a century, and we're still asking, please, if I vote the right way, may I please have a little crumb of integrity? May I please have some democracy? Like, that's not how you don't ask. You don't ask for power. You demand it. You take it. And these are some soft, weak ass people in charge. So if anybody's going to, I mean, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to fight us? Are they going to fight us? No, they'll hire people to fight us. Let's see. Are they going to do their own laundry and cook their own meals and clean their own mansions and drive themselves to whatever corporate board meeting? They can't do it. They would crumble. They don't know what it's like. Their level of being pampered, if they lost like one inkling of that pampering, they would think their lives are over. Now for us, it's like, well, you know what? I lost my job, so I guess I'm going to go to ramen and live with my parents. They wouldn't do that. There's no way. They would chuck themselves off their yacht and into the sea and kill themselves before they ever sat down and ate a meal of ramen out of necessity. The fourth revolution, they call it, sick. I saw that somewhere. Where was it? Was it Whitney Webb or somebody was talking about the fourth revolution? I got to look more into that. Yes, Anthony. Please, sir, another trickle. Please, sir. No. I don't beg. That's my thing. Maybe, I mean, I've had people call me prideful. I don't have a whole lot of pride. I don't have a whole lot of ego or arrogance, but there's one thing: I don't beg. That is one thing I refuse to do. I will ask for help once, maybe twice as a reminder, but a third time is just begging. And I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. Nobody has to do that. Nobody should have to beg somebody else. So no begging, no asking. It's only demands. You do this. Either way, we're going to get it. That's how I see it. Either way, we're going to have our demands met. And either you can do it the easy way or you can do things the hard way. And since they've, undermined democracy at every turn, it seems like they've picked the hard way. I'm okay with that. I'm not, I've worked hard my entire life. I mean, I can work a little bit harder to undermine those people. So yeah, Whitney Webb is awesome. Yeah. I just saw like maybe a week ago, she's like, oh, I got to take 2 weeks off. And then like a couple of days later, she's back at like doing back-to-back interviews. She can't help herself. She's invested in this. I mean, bless her heart. Yep. The Great Reset. I've been looking more into this. My husband, James from Montauk, he is like very well, researched in this. He knows all this stuff, and he tries to share it with me. But I invest a lot of my time into planning and doing stuff like this, and I'm trying to pay attention to the stuff he's trying to show me. But at the same time, like I just know a little bit like surface level. Now he knows like all the details. So if you want any of that kind of news, definitely check his channel out. So, yeah. And the thing is like, I wish we could have an honest conversation about this. Like we can't, because I mean, this whole thing is so emotionally charged about like, who got sick and who's, what, and the thing is like, it doesn't matter. And they don't care. They don't care, what effects this has on us. If that was the case, then we would have health care, but they don't care about our health. They don't care about our lives. If they care about our lives, they wouldn't send us to fight in, for-profit wars. they cared about our health, we'd have health care. If they cared about our quality of living, we'd have a thriving wage. But the fact is that they that's not who they serve. They don't serve us. They serve the stockholders. So everything that they do, and they'll try to put a little mask of, we're doing this for the greater good. We're doing it for your health. We're doing it for your safety. We're doing it for whatever, fill in the blank. But it's not. It's all a big lie, and it's all to get money. It's all to get money to the stockholders. That's it. No, I don't know who her dad is. Whitney Webb? Is her, is it Gary Webb? No way. Are you fucking kidding me? How did I not know this? How did I not know this? Wait, Whitney Webb's dad is Gary Webb. Are you shitting me? No. What? No. Okay. I mean, I could see it with her, with her research skills and, dedication to the truth. I can definitely see that. Dang. Okay. I'm kind of a little in awe right now. It's like, holy shit. Is that really your dad? Holy shit. Oh, Michael, you got to check her out. She's totally like, she's exposing everything that they're doing right now. She's exposing how they're using the coronavirus to basically to seize more control, to strengthen the hybrid regime. Like, they're doing all this in order to take away rights and to weaken our power, what little power we have left, and to funnel that to the people at the top. Holy shit, man. Her dad is Gary. Look, I understand where she didn't want to like put that out there because, she's trying to make her own name and not, off of her, dad. But wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, I guess it runs in the family. Runs in the family then. Holy shit, man. That's awesome. Wow. Okay. Yeah, she lives in Chile now, and she has problems with the U.S. government for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why. I can't imagine why she'd be having problems from our government here. Yeah, a lot of our best journalists are out of the country because they can't report the truth here, so they have to flee to another country in order to tell the truth here, and that's a huge sacrifice. Going away from everything having to learn a new language a lot of times, having to learn new um, customs and towns, and being away from your friends and family. I mean, they've sacrificed so much in order to give us the truth. I mean, her, Julian Assange, Abby Martin, Snowden, Susie Dawson, John Kiriakou. I hope I'm saying his last name right. Yeah, I mean, they've all had to give up. Chelsea Manning, they've all had to give up so much. And it shouldn't be. It's just wrong. It's just wrong that you have to sacrifice to have freedom of speech. I mean, that is a freedom. It's a right. And yet you can't do that anymore. Yeah, Glenn Greenwald, he walks a fine line, but, I think overall he does good work. Yeah, man, it's just crazy. Holy shit, our dad is Gary Webb. I'm a little awestruck right now over that. Okay. Oh, wow. So she learned from one of the best. It's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, these are all amazing people, and they've all had to give up so much to give us the information we need. It's just, I mean, Julian Assange, I mean, is there anything, what would you sacrifice over 3,000 days of your life for? Over 3,000 days. Locked up, away from friends, away from family, being tortured, imprisoned. What would you give up? I mean, what would you do that for? I mean, not too many people. It's a rare quality. And we sit here, and I know we sit here and we talk about, all these great ideas, but these are the people that actually laid it on the line and paid a price to achieve that. So, it's easy for me right now. Nobody's paying attention to me. I mean, shadow government wise, or regular government wise, as of right now, I've been flying under the radar, but I fully expect that, if these ideas grow, or if my channel gains more, traction or whatever, that, there is going to come a time where a price will be paid, and I'm okay with that, because there's no kind of price that you can put on deceiving people. I mean, you couldn't pay me to do that. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, what other option do I have? Saying Joe Biden is our savior. I mean, what is the other option? Is just to say vote blue no matter who? I mean, there's no amount of money you could pay me to try to tell people that. There's just, you can't. No, it's not worth it. Nothing feels better than throwing their money back in their face. I'm telling you, I've had that option before. I've had people offer to, promote my channel, or, buy me, computers and, cameras and, the whole setup. I've had, all this stuff. And I'm just like, no. Nothing feels better than that, because they're so used to paying money for whatever it is they want. They just think that they can throw money at something and just get whatever it is that they want. And you know what? I'm going to dig my heels in, and I'm going to make it as hard as possible for them. Look, they might win at the end of all this. They might. But I'm not going to make it an easy win for them. I'm going to, make it as difficult and as unpleasant as possible. That even if they do win, they're going to be sweating by the time. They're going to be like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God, I'm so glad that's over. Fuck, that was bad. That was bad, man. I'm going to think again before I do that. It's going to take me a while. Give me a minute. Oh, man, that sucked. Yeah, that's the reaction. Even if they win, that's the reaction I want from them. Like, God damn, I don't want to do that again. I may not have much, but at least I can do that. At least I can do that. I mean, that's what little power that we have left, is that we can do that. Joe Nice DJ. Remember when RBG died and everyone thought the world was over? That was 76 days ago, and yeah. Remember when we killed that general over in Iran at the beginning of the year in January, and World War III was trending? Forgot about that. Whatever happened to the killer bees, killer hornets, whatever it was? Whatever. Oh my God, it's just like, oh yeah, I forgot about that apocalypse they were telling us about. Shit. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and call this. We've been going for a little over an hour. I try not to go over an hour anymore. But yeah. Oh, so earlier today I was over on maybe an hour before the show. I was over on Natural Progressive Channel and Roar Media Live. I've been working with them a lot lately, doing interviews and stuff, and just being a part of their, live streams and stuff. So I'm going to be working with them a lot more in the future. So not only them, Monotalk, I'm on his channel a lot. So if you want to catch any more of our live streams, I mean, those are some of the places you can go. The Accidental Activist. Let's see who else. That's Slow News Day. We were on their channel a few weeks ago. We've interviewed the Last American Vagabond. So I mean, we're trying to build things here. We're trying to get more voices in. We're trying to broaden our scope of people and try to work together with everybody else. And so check that out. And also nonpartyvoters.org, partycrashers.us. That's where we're working to, basically threaten the powers that be, threaten the duopoly, and take back some of that power. So Yeah, Savage Joy. I think she might be coming over. I saw that she did a live stream on Roar Media, so I'm not sure where she is. I know she does some stuff on Uphill. I know she does some stuff over there. She's a sweetheart. She really is. She's a really just sweet person. So I really enjoy watching her, even though I kind of agree with half the stuff she's saying. We agree on the values, we agree on the policies, tactics we disagree a little bit on, but you know what? I don't care. She's a good person. I like her. Whitney Webb doesn't have a YouTube channel, but has a website. Yeah, she works with Last American Vagabond, and she's on Patreon, Grokfin. Check out on any of her YouTube. Yeah, she's constantly pumping. I don't know how she does it. I do not know. I would love to learn like how she does it, how Abby Martin does it. Like they have all this information that they can just like recall at will. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they do it. Like they just have all this time for research and memorizing this stuff. And then on top of all that, doing interviews and live streams and all this stuff. And it's just insane. And like, does she sleep? I don't, I don't know where they have time to like sleep or do anything else for real. But anyway, yeah, I think that's about it. So check out those channels. If I'm not doing live streams, because I've been trying to do like 1 to 2 live streams on here a week, but I've been kind of like involved with other channels for the past couple of weeks. And so I haven't been doing as many live streams on here. So if you just go over to, Monotalk, Roar Media, Natural Progressive, Slow News Day, I mean, you'll catch us, in one of those places. Oh, thank you, Michael. Thank you for sending that to me. Yeah. And if you need to send me anything, send it to _ Red Economics on Twitter. I'm suck at social media, but I do try to check in at least, I'm not one of those people that's like glued to my phone. But I do try to check it, at least a couple of times a week and, check in with everybody. Okay. So anyway, thank you everybody for watching and for all the information you've given me tonight. I really do appreciate it. And I will catch you next time. So anyway, thank you for watching and I will see you later. Bye y'all.